want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. That's a direct order. Do it now.
He's been put down, ripped off, cut open. Now he's unleashed. The American insurgency starts now. This is Rusty Humphries, Rebellion Radio.
Well, hello, my brother from another mother. How you doing? My sister from another mister. It's Monday. You're listening to the Rusty Humphries Rebellion here on iTunes and Stitcher. You're watching it live on rightwingnews.com and on Facebook. And man, is there a lot going on tonight. We're going to get into it. This portion of the Rusty Humphries Rebellion is brought to you by Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream. Doesn't smell, doesn't burn, not greasy. It's awesome stuff. And I'll tell you more about that in just a couple of minutes. But right now, I want to go to a woman that, man, has she stirred it up. Oh, my goodness. She's somebody that I've known for a while. And when I saw the video, I went, wait a second, that can't be her. And it was. Laura Loomer is her name. Laura, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me.
Okay, let's tell everybody. I'll let you explain it first. All of a sudden, you're like this media celebrity. I would say darling, but a lot of people are not calling you a darling right now. They're kind of mad at you. What did you do on Friday? What were you thinking? Tell me a story.
Well, I'm a journalist with Rebel Media. And lately, I've just been outraged by the use of political violence against the right by the left. And it's become so mainstream. And there was a play, Julius Caesar play in Shakespeare. And in this play, they depict the assassination of Donald Trump. Julius Caesar is portrayed as Donald Trump. And it's absolutely brutal. So I decided that I was going to use my free speech to protest against the incitement of violence against the right. So I stormed the stage of Julius Caesar as they were assassinating Trump, and I stopped the assassination.
Did you plan this out for a long time, or did you just say, I got tickets, I'm going?
Well, following the shooting of Representative Scalise, I was extremely troubled, and I started thinking to myself, why are these liberal individuals with Trump derangement syndrome so possessed? Like, what is causing them to enact such brutal violence against the right? And I thought of Kathy Griffin decapitating Trump, and then I thought of Julius Caesar assassinating Trump. And so I said, it's time to take a stand. So I purchased tickets, and I was just planning on standing up originally, but then when I sat down in the theater, I had such close seats to the stage, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to make a run for it.
I'm going for it. All right, I'm going to play this video. How many times have you watched this a bunch now? Is it getting like, oh, God, please don't play it again? Or is it like fun still?
I can't avoid it. Everywhere I look, the video is being played, either on a TV in a restaurant or, All
right, I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to ask you what you were thinking, because there's a couple of points I'm going, what are you thinking? So here we go. Let's play it. Here we go. This is Laura Loomer at the play Julius Caesar.
Freedom. Stop the normalization of political violence against the right. This is unacceptable. You cannot
Get off the stage.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pause. We're going to pause. Security.
This is violence.
Security, please.
Now, hold on. Is this your phone? Are you walking up there with your phone?
I have two cell phones. So I brought one live stream on stage with me so people could get a camera view. Okay. And then I gave my phone to my friend who was filming. And then Jack Posobiec was in the audience as well, completely uncoordinated, just by coincidence. And he saw me go for the stage, and so he started recording. And he has a Periscope as well. Okay,
I'm going to get back to this. It's kind of funny here. You got into it for a while, didn't you? Were you scared at this moment?
Honestly, I wasn't nervous at all. I'm more nervous actually to go on national television with Sean Hannity tonight than I was to actually just storm the stage of Julius Caesar.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that in just a second. Sean's a good friend, but what's it? Is that your first time on national TV like that?
Yes.
I mean, just so folks know, it was 6-8 months ago. You and I hung out, and it was with. Can we say who it was, or should we not say who that other person?
No,
was?
yeah, you can go ahead. It's fine.
Yeah, we were hanging out with James O'Keefe, and you were working with James O'Keefe, and you were the quiet, kind of behind the scenes gal.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that people don't know about me is I worked for 3 years with James O'Keefe as an undercover journalist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my videos have been shown on national television before, but I myself have never publicly been on national television. So I was doing communications work for O'Keefe when you met me, also some undercover work as well. But yeah, now I'm in the public,
which is awesome. But I mean, that's why this threw me, because I remember you as being very nice, but you were kind of quiet in the background. And now it's like, whoa, look. And I followed you on Facebook, and you're like out there on Facebook too. One of my favorite comments you wrote, I was at a restaurant yesterday, and I'm going through Facebook, and there's Laura's stuff. I'm kind of wondering what's going on with your life. And it was something like, the Nazis hate me. They're calling me fat. Don't they realize Jews like to eat? By the way, I've got big boobs, or something like that.
Yeah, it's true. The Nazis, the people over at the Daily Stormer, have been writing really nasty articles about me because they found out that I'm Jewish. So instead of celebrating the fact that I'm protesting political violence, they decided to, just incite more violence against me. And they took a picture of me wearing a bathing suit and a Make America Great Again hat, and they called me a Jewish thought, who's also overweight. So it was kind of interesting.
Well, you're not overweight. Take it from a guy that is. So, all right, let's go back to your video and take a look, and let's continue. So, okay, you're on stage, you're yelling at him, and what are you thinking at this moment? Nothing? What's going through your head?
I was like, oh my God, am I going to get stabbed? Because here I am, and all these liberals are circling around me with sharp knives in their hand. Okay, all right, here we go. Let's continue with the Julius Caesar play. Here we go.
This is violent.
Security, please.
Okay, you're yelling shame, 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 and they're booing you and stuff.
Yeah.
That can't be fun.
I mean, I don't really care because honestly, these people showed up to this play to watch Donald Trump get assassinated. People were cheering during this scene when he was getting stabbed to death by minorities and women, right? So it's absurd. It's I like to call it assassination porn because these people are getting delight. They're getting pleasure out of watching the president be assassinated. And they knew about that by now because the story was big earlier in the week, right? And that's why it got your attention. Yes? Yeah, of course. But the normalization of political violence is what really got my attention because I've been noticing this trend. We have a very toxic political climate right now where the left has used mainstream violent tactics to oppress the right. And it just has become out of control with celebrities and liberals and CNN and the New York Times and people with a lot of influence and power in the media just kind of endorsing these violent acts against the president. And their refusal to condemn it, in my opinion, is fueling people to, go out and shoot up Republicans at a baseball game or threaten to assassinate the president on Twitter. All right, Laura Loomer is here. She's with Rebel News, right? Rebel Media. Well, Rebel Media. Okay, sorry about that. I got that wrong. Is it rebelmedia.com? Yes. Okay, I want to make sure people get. All right, let's go back to the videotape. Here we go.
Stop the normalization of political violence against the right.
I really think that the left wants there to be another civil war in this country because they're so polarizing and they're so violent. They're so disgusting. They lack morals, and they really want there to be an assassination so that there's not only a full-blown race war, but they want there to be, political wars.
Here's what I kept thinking the whole time, Laura, and maybe you can help me out with this, and that is, why the hell did you just not leave? Because, you're out there, you're yelling and screaming, and the cops going, go away. And then they say, okay, go behind this banner. And then you keep going. I mean, you go for 20 minutes, don't you? Yeah. Well, like I said, I have a constitutional
right to free speech and a right to protest. And not only that, but it's a moral obligation to protest and condemn this mainstream leftist violence against the right. And I wasn't leaving until people were planning on listening to me. And you know what? The theater is the place of worship for the left, right? They value the theater. The stage is where they feel most safe and protected from authority figures, right? That's where a lot of these celebrities and comedians and people on the left make these statements of hate and violence against President Trump and Republicans. So the fact that a conservative hijacked the stage and took it back, in my opinion, says a lot, because the theater is a place where conservatives have been locked out for many years. And that in order to beat the left, you have to use their tactics. You have to you have to play by their rule book, as Saul Alinsky would say.
Right, and you did a great job by doing that. You used a lot of their wording. I want to go to your comments in just a couple of minutes, and if you've got a question or a comment for Laura, write it right here on Facebook. We're going to go to it. Also, give us some check-ins. I want to see where you deplorable from. Are you proud of Laura, or do you think, man, she's nuts? She's out of her crazy mind? Is that what you think? I don't know. I'm curious. Go right here quickly. Barry says, Laura, thank you. Great job. Sue, good for you. Al, kudos, lady. Mary says, you go, girl. Judith says, thank you. Misty says, absolutely right. Dan says, get a hold of me, Laura. Let's do this. Don't know what that means, but okay. Mo says, so tired of the liberal left. So, all right. So, Laura, you're getting some positive, getting a little love here. But you're not getting love from everybody today, are you?
No. A lot of the neocons and the never Trumpers have spoken out against me. They've been very vocal about opposing me and calling me a snowflake, right? So instead of standing with a fellow conservative and condemning political violence against the right, and really just condemning all political violence, I condemn all political violence, whether it be against Republicans or Democrats. I don't want anybody being assaulted or threatened or assassinated over their political opinions, right?
Right.
It's unacceptable. And also, too, a lot of, like I said, the anti-Semites. So
the Jewish stuff is coming out too? I mean, it's everything.
Yeah. I've been receiving a lot of comments, and somebody with I would say like moderate influence on Twitter decided to Photoshop a picture of me inside a gas chamber.
Oh, come on. No, you just made that up. Please, you made that up.
It's on Twitter.
Unbelievable. Laura Loomer is here. She is with Rebel Media. I had the wrong name on the little cryon thing where I put Rebel News. That's my fault. I want to keep that, but I want people to know where they can find you, rebelmedia.com. Then the cops come.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that? Because you don't look like a girl that's been arrested a lot.
I've never, prior to Friday, I've never been arrested. Okay. I had to change that.
You hesitated there like this is happening. It's like me. Have you ever been convicted of a felony? Convicted? No.
It's new for me, right?
Right. Okay, so you handled it well, but at first, I mean, I was gonna say you look scared, but then again, as I think about it, I was thinking you'd be more scared and more upset. Were you expecting it?
I mean, going into it, I thought, okay, I could potentially get arrested tonight, right? I didn't know what they would charge me with, but I said, okay, that's a risk I need to take for my country, and I'm willing to take it. I'm willing to get either a criminal record or, spend the night or two in the slammer to protest the assassination of my president, because I'm an American, I'm a conservative, and I love my country and I love my president. And more people need to be willing to make risks and take sacrifices for their country. So, I don't regret it. I would do it again. I don't have any regrets about getting arrested, regardless of what happens.
What was it like in the pokey? I mean, I've seen Orange is the New Black. Yeah, did they put you in like an orange jumpsuit? Did crazy eyes come up to you? What was it like?
So I was actually the only person in my holding cell, and luckily, because of the Delacorte theaters in Central Park, I was taken to Central Park Precinct, which is the precinct for rich people. So it was actually really clean and nice. And
so it wasn't that bad, because Are you a little disappointed because you would have had a better story? Yeah. And then Crazy Eyes came up to me and she went, girl, that looks good. And then you would have had a whole story.
I don't have any crazy lesbian jail bait stories, but maybe next time, right?
Yes. And are you planning on going to jail again?
Look, I wasn't planning on going to jail, but I'm a conservative journalist. Conservatives are targeted. I'm an activist. I speak out, and I don't plan on stopping this anytime soon, right? I don't plan on toning it down. I don't plan on backing down from what I believe in. So I don't know what will happen in the future. Who knows if I'll get arrested again? I'm not actively trying to get arrested, but in this climate that we're living in right now, you see that there's a bias against conservatives who speak out and leftists who speak out. I've never seen at any protest, I've never really seen any, aggressive Antifa or violent Black Lives Matter protester be arrested. But as soon as I spoke out, as soon as my two friends spoke out, 2 days later, we were arrested, right?
Okay, but can you say, the Black Lives, I was going to say Black Lives Matter don't interrupt things. Sure they do. Antifa people, yep, they do too. So yeah, you're the one that was arrested. They took your freedom for just a couple of hours, but this isn't over. It's never over with the cops this is going to court and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to court, but that's mainly on the theater because the theater wants to press charges. A lot of the police officers told me, look, I'm not supposed to say this, but I support you, right? Good job. Keep up the good work. And when I was in jail, one of them actually put his cell phone through the bars and showed me that I was at the top of the Drudge Report, right? So police officers, they resonate with conservatives because police officers fall victim to leftist violence too, right?
Absolutely.
There's culture of F the police, screw the police are pigs, put a pig in a blanket, and that was really prominent under Obama's America, and it has continued into this leftist resistance movement to protest Donald Trump, and it's very violent, and police officers are often the victim of it.
Patriot and jailbird Laura Loomer is here. She's with Rebel News, or Rebel Media, and should we go through some of the comments, see what people have to say?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go here. And by the way, if you want to comment, now's the time. Now's the time, baby. Let's see here. Michelle says, you're awesome, Laura. Thank you. That's Pennsylvania Deplorable. Lori says, thank you, Laura from Minnesota. Patsy, thanks. Doug says, we need more like you standing up. Richard says, thank you. Brandy says, keep it up. Love you and what you stand for. Kathy says, you go, girl. Ken shared the video. And by the way, thank you, Ken, and everybody else. Please, we've got to share these videos. We have to go around the mainstream media. Do you think that the mainstream media wants her out there? You crashed the CNN party. That play was sponsored by Time Warner CNN, wasn't it, Laura?
Yeah, exactly. And CNN asked me for an interview, and I told them no. I said, I don't elevate the fake news. I create the news. And then when the reporter responded, I said, look, if you want an interview, this is what you have to do. Have CNN condemn political violence. Have CNN revoke their funding and their support for Julius Caesar in Central Park. And have CNN distance themselves from ISIS because, strangely enough, they've decided to align themselves through their employment of Kathy Griffin, who, essentially replicated an ISIS beheading of our president.
Although they did get rid of her. Do you give them credit for that?
Yeah, but it took them over a day to do so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, let's see more comments here. Laura Loomer is you're kind of the right's darling of the moment. How's that feel?
It's strange. I really honestly didn't think this was going to happen.
Oh, come on. You did too. You knew this was going to be the best thing for your career. You had to know that.
I've done a lot of crazy things and things that have gone viral in the past, but I didn't think that it was going to get this much attention. I thought that people would say, oh, whatever, it's just another conservative person causing a scene. But I had no idea that this was going to cause a national debate and really open up the discussion about liberal political violence against the right. I've never seen the mainstream media have this discussion before, but now they are. And so I would just encourage more people to speak out. And, I'm not encouraging people to completely shut down plays and boycott things that they don't agree with. But if you do see violence against the right, speak out, protest it, because your voice is the most powerful weapon you have. And I was able to make an impact without using violence. And here we are now.
And you rocked the house, girlfriend. You rocked it. Let's go more comments here. Curtis says, my bet is they will not file charges since trespassing doesn't apply to to an event open to the public. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Marcia says, more of us should stand up like Laura and stop the childish, destructive behavior of the left. Ben says, Fort Worth is listening to you. Shelly shared the video. Shelly, you rock. Thank you very much. Keep it up. Heather says, thank you. Good for you. You're a true patriot. Joanne says, way to go. We need more like you. Thank you for standing up for what you believe in. Dan says, Laura Loomer, I want a spot on your team. News, anything. Raise the roof off this place. We need it. Steve also shared the video. Thank you, Steve. Layla thinks you're a hero. Wow.
Thank you.
Tina says, God bless you, Laura. Raylan says, you go, girl. Thank you for what you're doing. We're listening to you here in Mississippi. Ann says, so liberals can destroy cars, beat up people, stop traffic, threaten to behead and assassinate, but conservatives can speak out. They disagree. No violence, no threats, and they get arrested. Wow. Although, if we're going to be honest, you did interrupt the play. I mean, you had to expect something. You can't just go in the middle of a sporting event or a play and just stop it when you want to. Yes or no?
It's funny because liberals never spoke out when other people have done this. If you remember the couple black women who decided to take over the stage when Bernie Sanders was speaking, and people defended them.
But that was just funny, though. That was just entertainment for everybody, taking over Bernie Sanders thing.
Well, a lot of people would say the same thing about what I did.
It's very true. But it was Bernie. I mean, that's just comedy right there. Okay.
Yeah. But look, I forget where it was where Milo was speaking, but he was rushed by Black Lives Matter on stage, and they tried to assault him. They threatened him. They got in his face and tried to punch him. And none of those students were arrested.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Let's see here. Laura Loomer is here. She's with Rebel Media. She is America's sweetheart right now. That's what I'm going to call you. You're America's sweetheart on the right. Londa says, I want to be like you when I grow up. Darla says, you go, girl. Mary says, good for you and what you did. Shelly is sharing, and Annette says, keep it up. Thank you, Laura. Ross, thank you for standing up. Awesome job. Rob has shared the video, and it goes on and on and on and on. And thank you guys very much. We're gonna. I know you've got to go. You've got a lot going on. You're on Sean Hannity tonight. How was that for your first time? Was it? I mean, you've met Sean before. Or is that the first time?
I've met Sean before. He actually supported me when I was kicked out of college for doing investigative journalism. So
what'd you get kicked out of college for? You're a troublemaker. I didn't know this. What'd you do in college?
I made an investigative film showing. I went undercover and I proposed an idea to have a pro-ISIS club on my campus and asked university officials if I could get funding from student government and send it overseas to ISIS, and they approved it.
I totally remember. That was you?
Yeah.
You're cray-cray, girlfriend. That was awesome.
Yeah. So I was kicked out despite being valedictorian, and Sean Hannity came to my defense.
Well, that was awesome. Okay, so were you on the show? That you weren't on the show then?
No.
Okay, but so tonight, and they taped the show a little bit early. That's so folks know that's why you're here, and then it's on TV in a couple of minutes. Actually, if you're watching us live, it'll be on about 45 minutes. You'll be able to see her on Fox News. So you go into New York?
Yeah, I'm in New York.
So you got to go to the big headquarters. You go up there. You walk in. I've been in there before. It is intimidating the first time you do it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. And, I've met Sean before. He's a really nice guy. We've had discussions.
He's a good-looking man, too, up close. He's good and and thinner than you think, huh?
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
And no, it's just nerve-wracking because I am speaking on behalf of a lot of people who have been silenced, right? There's a lot of people on the right who have been silenced, or a lot of people who can't speak up because they have been threatened or oppressed, and for whatever reason, whether it be fear of losing their job or I don't know, there's many other reasons. A lot of people either aren't willing to do what I do, or they just can't do what I do. So,
well, I mean, it takes a lot of guts for you to do what you did. But then you walk in. What did it feel like walking into that studio for the first time, looking around and knowing that you're going to be on? Okay, all right, Miss Loomer, you're up next. Go ahead. First of all, I bet they did your hair and makeup. That must have been fun for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Okay, well, so explain. A lot of people
It was-
dream to be
it
in
was-
Fox News. You got to do it. What was it like?
It was surreal because look, I'm 24 years old and I've been watching Sean Hannity since I was 7 years old. Every single night I used to watch it with my dad, and we used to watch it when it was Hannity and Combs.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been watching Sean Hannity forever, and I've looked up to him, and he's a personal hero of mine. And for him to want to talk to me, let alone give me a platform to speak on his show, I just couldn't believe that it was happening. And when I saw him talking to me through the screen, and they said, "Okay, you're up next," it's unreal.
See, I think that's awesome, and I think that you put yourself out there, and you're able to achieve some life dreams, which is incredible. But at the same time, you're doing it for the right reasons. Some people may disagree with how far you went, and that's okay. But at least the discussion is out there now, and that's what you were trying to accomplish, wasn't it?
Yeah, I wanted to impact the national narrative about political violence. And, I may have been arrested, but at least I accomplished my goal. The New York Times is now talking about left-wing political violence. CNN was forced to cover it, right? Fake news media is now talking about a real news issue. So,
okay. So are you encouraging other people, if they see something, should they interrupt plays? Should they go and interrupt somebody that's speaking that's a leftist? Or is that what you're encouraging? Or what would you like people to do?
I support free speech, right? But I don't support political violence, especially something that serves as a pretext to incite violence and the assassination against our president. I'm not encouraging people to go protest plays that they don't like, or protest anything that they find to be offensive. But if there's something that really is promoting violence and encouraging hatred and possibly an assassination, yes, speak out, do it. Because the media sure as hell isn't going to do it. They're just going to fund it, right. And they're going to defend it.
The difference is and I agree with you, freedom of speech is important. It shouldn't be touched. But when that freedom of speech moves into the realm of the physical, and you start encouraging things of violence, you start encouraging people to do physical things, that's where freedom of speech ends. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree. And this play, like I'll say it again, it was assassination porn. And Shakespeare once said that violent delights lead to violent ends. So if you're going to delight or take pleasure in something that is, extremely violent or disturbing, or encourages, violence or the assassination of your president, you're going to get that end. You're going to have a violent end, okay. Right? So Shakespeare would probably be rolling in his grave right now, because this was an artistic expression. It was a total bastardization of a classic.
Yeah. All right. We're almost out of time here. I know you got to get going. Is there a defense fund? Can people help you in any way?
Yeah. There's a defense fund on freelaura.com that has been set up by Rebel Media. You
never thought that would ever happen in your life, did you? A freelaura.com. Come on, that's cool.
Yeah, never. And it was trending. It was the #1 trend on Twitter in the world this weekend. It was just incredible. I couldn't believe it. So if you would like to support my legal defense fund and help me pay for the cost of my lawyers, you can go to freelaura.com and make a donation. If you like my work, please follow me on Twitter at Laura Loomer. You can follow me on Facebook as well. And subscribe to Rebel Media. Get a subscription. Because like I said, this is only my 2nd week at Rebel, and I plan on doing a lot more, just even better work, right? So people thought this was big. Just wait till you see what's coming next.
So your 2nd week, did they give you a raise yet?
We haven't talked about that.
You know what? Let me speak right to the camera. Who's the guy in charge of Rebel Media right now?
Ezra Levant.
Ezra, how you doing? Rusty Humphries here. Nice to see you. You've got a superstar there. If I were you, huge raise right now. I would just back the truck up, the money truck, and just give it to her and keep this celebrity, this up and coming star on your team. Big money, big raise. Do it right now. Thanks for looking. All right, that was just my my attempt at helping you. I hope that works. All right, Laura, I'm proud of you. It's great. Thank you so much for being here. Will you come back on as this story progresses?
Yeah, I will definitely come back on. My court date is August 14th, so I'll keep you posted on what happens and let you know how the legal battle looks. So again, thank you for everybody who's supporting me. Please tune in to Fox News and watch Sean Hannity tonight. And yeah, just don't be afraid to speak up because you never know who's listening. And
don't let the haters get to you. It's hard. That's one thing. You might want to even stop looking at your social media for a day or two because I've been there, and it's unbelievable how much hate is out there, and the stuff that it comes up with. It's sickening. Sickening.
It is.
All right.
Yeah.
Laura, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
How about her? She's cool. What a great job. She's awesome. And again, go check her out, rebelmedia.com, and find her online. I've been following her online for a while, and she's funny too. Laura, you weren't funny enough in this interview. Next time, be funnier. You're funny. All right. Bye. All right. I'm hanging up on her now. Go hang out with your friends. Let's see. What'd you think of her? Did you like her? She's gone now. You and I can talk about it. I do like her. I told this to her. I thought near the end when she just kept yelling and screaming, I kept watching the video going, just leave, just go, leave. The cops are gonna come. I just know it. Get out of there. And she kept going and going and going. It's like, oh my goodness. I'm going to read your comments in just a second. Before I do, stick around because it's very important. Our sponsors, Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream and Australian Dream Back Pain Relief Cream. Fabulous products available at Walmart, Walgreens, and other great retailers. If you've got any pain, this stuff works. It doesn't smell. It doesn't burn. It's not greasy, and it has an empty jar guarantee. And if you're in pain, just go down there and get it. This is a great company, and they back great shows like this, so please support them. Also, will you please support John Hawkins? John Hawkins is an awesome dude, and he's the guy that runs Right Wing News. Has a book out there. It's a great book for a grad. 101 Things All Young Adults Should Know. It's fabulous. Now, also, if you're like me, and I hate it. I've got this earwax stuff because I use headphones all the time. And then earwax comes and it builds, and I have to go to the doctor, and it's expensive, and it's a pain in the butt. But you don't have to anymore because there's a great product called Wax RX. It's pH conditioned. It's an earwax system. It does what the doctor does, but it's a lot less expensive, and you can do it at home. And a lot of that stuff at the grocery stores, it never, ever works. And this product does. So if you'd go check those out, I would really, 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 really appreciate it. Also, one more, Ad Zombies. That is, if you've got a company and you're looking for some great ads, they are fabulous. $44 flat rate, and they'll bring your ad copy back to life. Ad Zombies. If you use my name, Rusty Humphries, that's my name. But you use my name, Rusty, at checkout, guess what? You will get 20% off. How sweet of a deal is that? It's a sweet one. Let's see here. San Diego Deplorable watching. That's Dawn. Vincent shared the video. Thank you. Diane loves this lady. Curtis says, Patriots are finally standing up to the anti-American communist socialist movement. Keep up the good fight. If you're doing the right thing, then your conscience should be clear. Jerry shared this video. Thank you for sharing the video. If you're listening to the podcast, please share the audio of this and let people know. Go to iTunes, Stitcher. If you're watching this and want to listen to it, it's very easy to find. Go to rustylive.com. You can find it there, or go to iTunes, Stitcher, and subscribe. And would you also comment? It's very, very important. Anything else going on? There's a lot of news going on, but I just wanted to focus on Laura tonight. We don't do super long shows because there's no reason to. We give you the real news. We get to the real people. We comment on it. Let you be a participant, and then we move on, which is what most media should do, but they don't. They're too busy yapping. Let's see. Okay, do me a couple of favors, would you please? Number one, if you would go to my website, it is called Why is this not working? This thing, there we go. Here we go. Thank you. Go to my website, rustylive.com. When you're there, will you do me a favor and sign up for my newsletter? We have to go around the mainstream media. This is how we're doing it. I'm going directly to you, but you never know what Facebook or any of these online companies can do. So let's make it so I can go directly to you. And I'm not going to fill you full of junk, okay? And I hardly send out newsletters, but I'm going to get more news and information that you need. So go to rustylive.com and just sign up for the newsletter, okay? Do that. Also, I'm on Facebook, Talk to Rusty. Type in my name, Rusty Humphries. It should pop up. I have a blue shirt on in that picture, and sign up like that. Make sure it comes up in your news feed. Also, Right Wing News. They're great folks. Make sure you follow them, watch them, and our great sponsors. Oh, there's one other podcast I'd love for you to check out, too, and it's called Blunt Force Truth. Blunt Force Truth is done by Chuck Woolery and my other good friend, Mark Young. And they do a great podcast. It's called Blunt Force Truth. You can get that at bluntforcetruth.com. We will see you tomorrow every night at 9. It's fine in the East. On 6, you'll get your fix on the West, right here on Right Wing News and on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. May God bless you, and may God bless America. This is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. I put the wrong thing up. The broadcast isn't beginning, it's ending. Hold on, let me fix that. There we go. The broadcast is ended. It's over. And this is where I give the behind-the-scenes stuff. Laura was very cool. Have no idea what the show will be tomorrow, but that's okay. Put some comments up. I will read all of them in a little bit. Oh, I'm in Phoenix. You know what the temperature is right now? 115. 115 outside right now. Oy vey. See you tomorrow night. Thanks for hanging. Bye.